Hello, welcome to the last video in Introduction to Electromagnetic Radiation for the Space Industry, and this is the course conclusions. So what have we learnt? We've learnt that electromagnetic radiation is a transverse wave. It's made of oscillating electric and magnetic fields. We know that the electromagnetic spectrum is a continuous spectrum. As humans, we've sectioned this up into different uses just really for our own convenience. We know that all electromagnetic waves travel at the same speed, and because of this, there's this inverse relationship between the frequency and the wavelength. We know that the magnitude of an electromagnetic wave gives you the size of the electric field, and its phase gives you its position in the cycle. So these are two important properties that we need to know about electromagnetic waves. Other properties that are really useful to know for the space industry: polarization. It's a really useful property, and we know that this polarization can be linear, circular, or elliptical. We know how this polarization behaves, what happens to it when it gets reflected, what happens to it when it goes through a grid. We know there's all ways of selecting certain polarizations. We looked at how the electric and the magnetic field can be described mathematically, and within this we've got the magnitude and the phase, how that's described mathematically, and that this is a really useful tool to have. We also looked at Maxwell's equations, and what we need to know from that is that they explain electromagnetism for us. For the radio frequency part of the course, we looked at atmospheric absorption, how that impacts on the frequencies used in the space industry. Indeed, it totally dictates that the only frequencies we can use are the radio frequency and the microwave regions, because these are the ones with very little absorption. We split these into bands in the space industry, partly so that we can have sections together where we can use the same hardware, so it makes life a lot easier. So the main uses of electromagnetic radiation in the space industry are for communications, for Earth observations, and for navigation.